Hey there, hope all is well. Back at you today with what's hot in the news. And as you can tell above my head here, Ford Motor Company is laying off thousands of people by the end of summer. So this continues to play into the whole idea of a lot of companies looking to restructure in order to make themselves a little bit more profitable as the global economy continues to slow down. So today I have just one article I want to share with you, but more importantly, before I dive into it, you can always find the article down beneath this video here to find out more for yourself. So stay tuned for more.
SDBullion.com is a high-volume physical gold, silver, and precious metal dealer. At SDBullion.com, you can order your guaranteed physical precious metal bullion products online, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit SDBullion.com for more information.
So as of this morning, Mr. Jim Hackett, the CEO of Ford, sent out an email to several thousand employees, of which it looks like by the end of this week, 900 or so employees will be laid off. So this is just the beginning of what I believe will be more of what's already taking place, where we have the auto manufacturers as well as a lot of other sectors deciding to lay off just because the economy is slowing down in a variety of factors. And one of the biggest and most productive sectors in our country for several decades now has been the auto manufacturing, of which that will be very, very problematic in days ahead. So let's take a look at this article here. So here's the article from CNN Business as of a couple hours ago. And so it shows a reporter here in the Metro Detroit area, right? Actually in Dearborn, Michigan, giving a basic summary as to the email that went out this morning, of which we're going to comb through briefly. But I encourage you to take a minute to listen to this video for yourself. But it says Ford will cut 7,000 white-collar jobs. And it says Ford is cutting 7,000 white-collar jobs, or about 10% of its salaried staff worldwide, as part of a cost-cutting effort. It says will save the company about $600 million a year. So, cost-cutting effort. It's unfortunate that cutting costs has to do with people's jobs and livelihoods, especially at a time where GM not too long ago also laid off several thousand and will also be continuing to do layoffs as well. It says Ford says workers will begin to be notified of cuts starting Tuesday, and the terminations will be completed by the end of August. And it says about 2,400 jobs are cut in North America, and 1,500 of the positions will be eliminated through a voluntary buyout offer. So I can imagine with about 1,500 people being offered to be bought out of their current situation, they'll more than likely take it, given the fact that last year we know that GM also extended a buyout, of which a good portion of people did not, and they end up being fired and let go with absolutely nothing to show for it. So it says the move is an effort to cut bureaucracy within the company and flatten the management structure, in addition to its desire to cut costs, according to CEO Jim Hackett sent employees Monday morning. Ford has been making cuts over the past several months and as part of a massive restructuring that is expected to cost thousands of jobs across the globe. The company committed last year to spending $11 billion to reshape its business, hoping to boost sales overseas and modernize its fleet of vehicles by focusing more on electric and autonomous driving tech. So here we have $11 billion to reshape the business, where they're looking to lay off a lot of people to focus on, as it says here, electric and autonomous driving tech, at a time where this country, the gas prices are starting to creep up a little bit. So what they're most known for happens to be their Mustang GT, as well as the Ford F-150, as well as those other truck lines there. And it looks like auto sales in general are not as good as they would like for them to be. And so it looks like they believe the shift might be into the autonomous and electric vehicles, when in actuality, I don't think that's going to really help them at all. Given this current paradigm of there being a new model issued every year, I believe it's going to be problematic, because most people nowadays can't even afford a vehicle, because the price of these vehicles here are continuing to skyrocket at a time where consumers don't really have much disposable income to live off of, nevertheless to be able to drive as good as these cars are fashioned to do so. So I don't think this electronic or autonomous driving tech is actually going to be a solution to their problems at a time where everything is slowing down, especially factoring in they plan on shipping cars and trucks all across the world at a time there's not too many people actually buying. But Ford has been slow to give details of how it will spend the $11 billion and what jobs might be cut as part of the restructuring of the business. It is said it will close 3 plants in Russia, 1 factory in Europe, and another in Brazil. But it said the moves announced so far represent only about $1 billion of the $11 billion restructuring it plans to do. So they're just talking about just $1 billion. And so I'm assuming this current 7,000 white collar jobs, it plays into that $1 billion portion. Nevertheless, the other $10 billion that's not even been mentioned as of now. So from what I've gathered so far, there'll be no blue collar jobs as far as actual workers in the plant. But I imagine it's just a matter of time before those people are impacted as well, because they're the ones that actually put all the vehicles together. So here it looks like Ford Motor Company, one of the big three auto manufacturers here in the Metro Detroit area, is deciding to restraight and cut some things. And it so happens to be 7,000 workers between now and August. And in my opinion, this is just the beginning of what's going to come, because it looks like they're looking to shift to, as they say, electric vehicles as well as autonomous driving. And I'd imagine that eventually in time, they're going to want to restructure their manufacturing process altogether, more so probably automating most of the things, which means they're going to lay off even more workforce, not only the white collar but also the blue collar workers, at a time when most manufacturers seem to be going towards the automation process of cutting back on physical hands and labor and choosing to add robotics into the manufacturing process here. So once again, Ford, 7,000 workers, not surprised at all. The question is, how many more jobs before the end of this year on top of this 7,000? I'm curious to find out what you think. Feel free to leave your comment down below. Other than that, look forward to bringing you more What's Hot in the News. Enjoy your day. Thanks.